been like that. Since they replaced it, because it was wood.
Right.
It was a wood signal.
Yeah.
Those two down there were as well, on the end, down the end.
Yeah.
Of course, CROWCOMBE's bi-directional, so...
Yeah. Yeah, it just looks odd there. I suppose it's a bit of black paint there between the end of the signal and the glass.
Yeah.
It almost looks as if there's nothing there. Yeah, there is nothing there actually. That's the way it's designed. How strange. Yeah, that isn't continuous there to the glass. It's actually a cutout. I've never seen a signal like that before.
Oh, well.
Yeah, we learn something every time. Yeah.
2 minutes, I better go over it.
That looks more natural there, but it's odd to see the bit missing at the end of the blade. That dates it. Makers to the King, the Queen, and Queen Alexandra. Certainly does date it. Just what you need for your chickens if you've got any at home. But it's only sold in sealed bags and packets. I wonder if anyone ever goes up to the station master and asks for to fill in a form. Established 1849, advertising British-made tyres. I saw a price list in a newspaper recently about the various tyres you can buy today, and half the names I never heard of, all made in the Far East. That's Motor Spirit. I've got a Hornby O-gauge tanker wagon with Pratt's on the side. Anglo-American Oil Company Limited. And there was the rail display they have at CROWCOMBE. I think it's a worthwhile asset. It's a shame they want to have it removed, because not everyone understands the difference between standard gauge and broad gauge. Of course, every item here is extremely heavy, so it is awkward to move. And the only broad gauge bit really is this bit at the end here, which is probably about 10 feet long. But you can see the difference in the gauges. There's standard gauge there, 4 foot 8.5, and I think broad gauge 7 foot 1 apart. That's what the railway here was first laid out as, all the way to Watchet. The section of the rail is quite square, whereas the bits of track that we have at Watchet is more along the lines of that piece in the middle. And that, as you can see, was designed to be hammered straight into the ballast, not on wooden spaces here or longitudinal sleepers. But if the length of track is heavy, you imagine how heavy it is with that massive sleeper underneath it. A lot of heavy work to move. And of course, on the end of it, they have a little display of the kind of track narrow gauge that was used in the mines. And seeing the Watchet Mineral Railway was narrow gauge in places, this would have been very fitting to have at Watchet Station. Seems a shame to have it all go to waste and for scrap. The fact of trying to move this would destroy the appearance here, which is all sort of bedded into the grass, looking very natural. I don't know where this little chassis came from. We can see a name there. Patent. It's made in Leeds in England. No specific date listed on their nameplate. I think that's a very worthwhile asset for any station, actually. It's a shame to have to lose it. Oh, there's some leaves are blowing down there. Huh? Yeah. When I first came here, it was simply called CROWCOMBE, not CROWCOMBE HEATHFIELD. And a long time ago, we actually stayed bed and breakfast in the house on the end there. And the house has changed owners since those days. And when we had a motor caravan, we stayed in the nearby motor caravan site. It's a lovely place to visit. There's a close-up of that signal arm. I suppose I have seen them before, but it's not a common sight. Obviously all metal. With a bit of a bent end, it must have hit something at some time. And just asking whether I could get one of the pamphlets about the broad gauge display there, but apparently they've all gone. I suppose that's a sign that they're not going to keep it for much longer. Across the platform, and David's going to tell what he knows about it.
Well, I don't really know much more than you do, no. Really. It is in the pipeline to have it moved, but the question is where can we move it to, and where can we move it to safely, and where can it be put safely and not be in the way of members of the public and trains. So at the moment it wants to be moved, but we just can't move it at the moment.
Right.
But the intention is, when it does eventually move, is to turn that area into more of a garden, which is good. Like,
Yeah.
on
Yeah, well,
the
it's got
outside
a
platform.
good reputation for gardening,
Yeah,
yeah?
we do.
Did I hear that Stigumber also wanted the display, or was that...
Stigumber are really primarily wanting a small platform and a cattle wagon, really, to
Oh,
like
right.
recreate like the station as it was.
Yes, because it
long
had a
time ago.
cattle up there, didn't it? Yeah.
Because it wasn't a single platform in British Rail days. It was a platform and one siding leading up to Bishop's Lydia in the Bishop's Lydia direction.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to try and put that back in, but obviously they
yeah.
can't link it back onto the main
No.
line because they got a few of their buildings in the way, which is a problem for them. But
Yeah, do you think the station actually owns that, or is it railway property in general?
the question, I don't really know. The question is it owned actually by the station, or is it owned by
That's right.
the Western Somerset Railway Company,
Yeah.
or not?
And do you know when that was made? Because I
No idea.
it must be over 25 years, because I can remember always
very
seeing
long.
it
It's
here.
been there for a long time.
Yes. I think all
I've
the
only been on the railway for 2 years, and
Right.
I haven't really known.
No. Well, I first came here about 25 years ago, and I remember seeing it then.
Yeah. Because of course back then, when it was the early days, we would have the double platform and siding up towards there.
Yes, that's
We
right.
have the siding where you can see where the platform was, just where the grass road starts to go
That's
up,
right.
sloping up. You can
Just
see where the
beyond-
platform was.
Beyond Beware of Trains, yeah.
Yeah. The
That was
the
an
set
odd...
of points was primarily where the track circuit is, where the 3 orangey red pipes are.
Right,
That's where the points would go off
Right.
and onto the siding.
yeah.
And then it was obviously taken out, so maybe part of that was there originally.
Oh, I see, that's possible.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It is quite a possibility.
Didn't have to move the rails very long, very
Yeah.
far.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It was still double platform, but only one of the platforms
Yeah.
was in use.
Well, I can remember when they were all stock just parked up there.
Yeah, stock was
and the
all
r-
parked in here.
And the rail didn't actually connect up at the other
No.
end anyway.
No, all the trains would come in on here
Yeah,
in either direction. So,
yeah.
but then since the track was enabled to we could have the passing point.
Yeah.
It's very helpful because I mean, it's good to have it's a passing point between Willerton and Bishop's Lydia.
Well, I wish Washington was still a passing point, really. You could always use it to park things up if you don't even want to use it to pass.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, Minehead really is the most safest station on the line, like where it just keeps stock, because you don't. At Lydia, you can have stock all down the sidings, and of course it's very open to vandalism.
Yeah.
But it's with Minehead.
Cool, win. Yeah,
This with Minehead, it's all on the platform. It's all under CCTV,
yeah,
which is a good help.
Yeah.
With Lydia, it's a different kettle of fish.
it is.